Hello, Garrath here. While I was running a 32-kilometre road race somewhere on the eastern side of Pretoria many years ago, a well-known and respected business consultant and organisational psychologist strode beside me and greeted, and we chatted about his business, and he invited that I apply for a consultant role within his business. Flattered, excited, nervous, I replied that I'd get my CV off to him ASAP and found myself ready for an induction program sometime later. 2 fantastic years were spent under his tutelage, getting to travel around the country and to neighbouring states, and all the while getting a taste of the complexities of the human condition at the workplace. After completing a master's degree in industrial psychology and answering an advert in the paper back then, I find myself at a top-end consulting business. Onboarding in the US, working out of the South African POA, the point of affiliation as it was called then. I joined Capgemini as it is known now, and I spent 3 wonderful years. I worked in the US, in Europe, Africa, and extensively in South Africa. I cut my teeth in leadership alignment, organisation change, and turnaround work. Equally importantly and thankfully, I met and worked alongside many remarkable practitioners, most of whom are still practicing and who I still connect with and have the good fortune to collaborate with. Turning 30, marriage, fatherhood, and a fortuitous meeting allowed me to venture into my own practice, and one that I continue to lead and manage today. My work has provided the opportunity to meet and work with many wonderful, interesting, and intelligent people from all walks of life. I've experienced organizations in distress and those that are highly successful, those in tech-savvy sectors and those who depend only on service, from startups to those going through renewals and reinventing themselves, from those in the most opulent cities around the world to those in isolated rural jungles. My work has taken me from minus 30 degrees in northern Alberta, Canada, to over 50 degrees Celsius in Al Ain in the UAE. I must say I do prefer the cold. I loved working in Europe just as much as I have in Africa. South Africa is always interesting too. It's lots of things, but it sure ain't dull. I often tell my counterparts in other parts of the world when they look on developments in South Africa. My work has provided the opportunity to experience many parts of the world that I probably never would have visited. So interested have I been in our domain that I've been allowed to deepen my understanding, not only through direct engagement, but also continued studies at master's, doctoral levels by speaking, lecturing, writing. And a friend asked if I'd ever stop, and I replied, yeah, probably when I'm dead. And so midway through my career, I thought it worthwhile to consolidate my cases, narratives, texts, presentations, library talks, essays, opinions, insights, and memories into a short history of the business episodes that have somehow stood out. I have intentionally not applied strict criteria in selecting those that you'll hear about, as they simply are significant to me in some way. Hopefully the cases themselves will illustrate this. Reflecting on the first half of my career has reminded me that so much of life is temporary. Only last week I learnt of the passing of my high school cricket captain. It seems like yesterday that we were warming up together on the fields. Organizations, similarly, are temporary, non-permanent, and I've learned that reinvention and renewal are as vital to business as they are to life. Thank you to everybody who has walked this journey with me and presented themselves in the cases that you're about to hear.